Okay. How's everybody doing this morning? Hello, hello, hello. It has been a while since I've done one of these, and I've been ignoring some things. Where is that motherfucking gimmick? I'm trying to get in the chat here for y'all, and we'll get started here. There we go. That's what I want. Okay. Now, it's an early morning stream here, so I'll be really shocked if any of you come in the chat today. Because you're all still asleep. It's not even that early. It's like 9:19 right now. But I have a lot of stuff to talk about, a lot of stuff to catch up on. And I've been a busy little beaver, so I don't know if I'll have time later today, but I have time right now. So I said, fuck it, I'll jump on and do this, get this over with. A lot of stuff has gone down, has happened, has been happening that I haven't talked about. But yeah, I'm going to talk about some of that now. As always, if you are watching, no one's watching right now, please talk to me in the chat. Leave things you would like for me to speak upon, what the fuck ever. So yeah, I did a video. Actually, let me just start with the notes and we'll go down the notes and I'll hit the stuff I want to talk about, right? I'm already getting off track. I haven't even touched my freaking notes. So first of all, I want to say rest in peace to Daphne, the pro wrestler Daphne. Very tragic situation there. She apparently had gone on live stream on Instagram and was not in a good place and was threatening self-harm. People in the pro wrestling world were trying to mobilize to get her some help, but she unfortunately passed away. So if you're if you're having mental health problems, thinking thoughts of hurting yourself, always remember that there's someone out there that can help you. There's a suicide prevention hotline. I know you don't want to call that. There are people that you can reach out to in your life. Possibly, if not, reach out to me. My inbox is always open. Don't hurt yourself, though. I almost killed myself last year, and I didn't do it, and I'm really glad I didn't. Alric, what up, Alric? You showed up in the chat. I didn't think anyone would be awake. Whoop, whoop, morning ninjas from Alric. Whoop, whoop, man. Thank you for showing up in the chat. But yeah, R.I.P. Daphne, and also I have to say R.I.P. to a fella named Eric May, who went to Astronomicon and unfortunately passed away. He seemed to be a pretty big fan of the scene. Saw a lot of people posting about him. He has a GoFundMe page that I retweeted last week to help his family get some funds, paying for funeral and arrangements and stuff like that. So if you have any, if you would like to donate, help out Eric May, R.I.P. Eric May. Yeah. So very somber note to start this off. Yeah, I guess we'll just jump in to catching up on things. So last week I played Keene Music Fest last Saturday. What was that? The 4th, I guess. Now, Keene Music Fest is a little thing they do in this small town, Keene, New Hampshire. It's a relatively pretty big college town. There's a college, Keene College, right there in town. So there's pretty big shows that occasionally come through there. I saw Weird Al in Keene about 10 years ago or something, and it's like, it's not the biggest town in the world, but it's a decently sized town. And so they had this music festival going on that I frankly wasn't that aware of. I don't know how long it had been going on before 2019 when I became aware of it. But I noticed that this music festival had like several stages and like 20 something acts and maybe even more than that, 30 to 50 acts. There was a lot of people playing. And I'm looking at these names on this festival in 2019 and I see 0 rap acts, or what I assume are 0 rap acts. So being the cheeky little bastard that I am, I asked, I'm like, yo, is there like no rap on this whole thing? Did you guys book no rap? And they responded, yeah, they didn't book any rap. And I felt the type of way about that and posted about it. being the cheeky little bastard that I am. And I made this joke at the show, but I'll make it here as well. I complained about not being on it, and you know what happened? They booked me. So the moral of the story, kids, is complain. You'll get your way. Which was a really funny joke to do in front of a bunch of parents, because someone told me in the crowd that after I made that joke, a parent was like, yeah, kids, don't listen to that. So that's funny as hell. Alric in the chat says, I have kids, LOL. I'm always awake, but it's good to be with Juggalo family. Hell yeah, man. Whoop, whoop. Mental health is a serious subject, so Humble is right to get help. You can even talk to the Juggalos for help. Don't be embarrassed. That's what I'm saying, man. I'm always, my inbox is definitely always open. If you're feeling in a bad spot, not even if you're feeling suicidal, if you're just feeling like you're in a bad way and you got no one to talk to, hit me up, man. I'll talk to you. I might be busy for a second. I'm not ignoring you. I try not to ignore anyone, but I'm a busy little beaver right now. I'm trying to get all this shit done. So yeah, let's talk a little bit more about Keene Music Fest. I made some notes about that, some stuff I wanted to talk about. So I did get booked. The only rapper who got booked for this whole festival. From what I understand, the first and only rapper who's ever been booked on this whole festival. Kosuke was going to get booked too, did get booked too, but he got a little afraid about the whole family friendly thing, because I'm in the same boat. Most of my songs are not family friendly, but luckily enough, I released a goddamn kids friendly horrorcore album right before doing this show, so I had plenty of material to pull from, and I just went ahead and swore anyway. I didn't really think it was a big fucking deal. Especially I basically just straight up asked him, like, yo, can I swear? I'm probably gonna swear. And they were like, yeah, just don't go too crazy. So I didn't go too crazy, only some light threatening of police officers and scaring some folks with thinking that I might be unhinged. But it was a really good time, man. There was a lot of people showed up. There was like, I want to say 5 to 7 juggalos that were there, like specifically to see me, which blew my mind because there's not a lot of juggalos in this area. Shouts out to Amy and Bruce, and Mitchell and his whole damn family, or a couple of members of his family. Shouts out to y'all for coming out. And I think maybe a couple other juggalos were there. I talked to another guy who I didn't catch his name, but he said he showed up for me, and said he was down. So I think that's at least 6 right there that I know were juggalos. So that's fresh as shit. That juggalos were coming out to see me. Shouts out to y'all for fucking coming out to see me. And then there was all these randos that were walking up. There was this really weird hippie guy that you can see in the pictures and videos that I put up, who came up out of nowhere with a fucking painting and started vibing out to my shit and dancing. There's an older fellow who was dancing and really seemed to really feel Strictly Wicked. Strictly Wicked coming soon. Halloween Tape 4 coming soon. Yeah. So that was a good time. I screamed, I waved at the police from across the street. That was fun. Yeah, that was a pretty funny thing. I don't want to say what I did, but I did a very special wave to them. Then there's this couple that walked by while I was performing, and walked by maybe a little bit too close to me, like a little bit too close to me, like they were maybe ignoring me and trying to give me a little bit of, well, we're not. So it just so happened right when they were walking by, it was this part of a song where I kind of go, "Hey!" like really loud, and so I did that little "A" like right when they were in front of me, and it scared them. I have it on video, and it's pretty fucking funny. It actually broke me from performing. I go into the chorus of the song. It was during the forest, and I go into the chorus for the forest right after that, and I'm laughing pretty much during the beginning part of the chorus. That was really funny. That was maybe my favorite part of the whole set, because that was just so funny to me. Yeah, a lot of people came up to me afterwards, though, and said, nice job, patted me on the back type of shit. Juggalo Onstead in the chat. Whoop, whoop, Humble, good morning. Whoop, whoop, man, good morning. Nice to see you in here, man. But yeah, so that show went fucking great. Some photography. A photography head was there taking pictures of me. Got some really cool shots. A promoter who was listening to me across the street came over. That was the other thing. It seemed like a lot of people were afraid to get close to me for some reason. That's why I barked at that couple that did feel that they could get close to me, because they felt they weren't afraid. So I wanted to almost reinforce, like, hey, you should maybe be a little afraid to get too close to me. But yeah, a lot of people were listening across the street and told me so after the fact, that they were listening across the street, and I'm just like, come on over, man, come on, you can, don't be too afraid, I won't bite hard. So yeah, I was staring at some people like a serial killer because I kept catching people looking at me. That's one of the things I like to do. If I catch someone's gaze staring at me, I'll Charlie Manson it up and really just stare super hard back at them, like, I caught you, motherfucker. Now I'm obsessed with you. Trying to send that message. That's a fun little game I like to play, just to amuse myself. It's not for anybody but myself. I do a lot of weird shit, folks, just for my own my own amusement. Yeah, that's what Humble Among is, by the way. It's like, most of the shit I do is for my own amusement. So if you ever find yourself like being like, why does he do that? The answer is I find that shit funny or entertaining or interesting. Anyway, so more shows coming soon. I do have video for that. I have to figure out a way to edit in a video. I don't know if I want to post the whole damn show, but I definitely want to, like, post the funny moments. So let me know if that is interesting to you, if that's something you would like to see. I might just clip out some of the funny moments and make something for social media. It might not be long enough to post on YouTube. I don't know. Let me know if it's something you would like to see. I do have the footage. Speaking of footage, I took all my gathering footage this week and I loaded it onto my computer. Now, I think it was something like 115 separate video clips that let's just lie and say it's 117 separate video clips that I loaded onto my computer, and it was about 80 something, it was like 86, 87 gigabytes of footage. So that's exciting. I think that's going to be about 200 minutes of footage. I did some rough math on that, and I think that's about 200 minutes of footage. Oh, this son of a bitch is a deaf. This son of a bitch. In here with the food questions already is a deaf. All right, we're going to answer Izadef's food questions throughout this episode, it looks like. Izadef, I do have the fancy boy today. We're going fancy today. Izadef asks, Among, do you got a Burger King by you? They got some good breakfast burritos. The closest Burger King is like a half hour away in Vermont. We're like super, like, there's a whole like billboard law in Vermont, and like they fight super, super hard. They were fighting really hard to put McDonald's like in any of these fucking towns for years and years. There are McDonald's in Vermont. There are fast food restaurants in Vermont, but they're kind of few and far between in a lot of ways. Like the closest one to me where I am, like closest fast food stuff is like a half hour away. You did ask me in a previous stream if I have a Subway, though. I do have a Subway in town. But yeah, Burger King is like a half hour away. I fuck with that Impossible Whopper at Burger King. I used to eat Burger King breakfast a lot back in the day, so their breakfast burritos being good does intrigue me a little bit, Izadef. But here you are getting me off on a food tangent yet again, which I have no problem going on these food tangents because I love talking about food. My favorite podcast probably is The Doughboys, so I can talk about food. And my dad's calling me. Great. So my dad's going to call me throughout this stream, folks. So that's great. He wants his cigarettes, by the way. That's why he's calling me. Dad, I'll be bringing your cigarettes soon. Not that he's watching. Okay. So let's go through these in notes. So gathering footage is up in my computer. I'm going to start editing soon. I got a lot of music stuff to do. I've been very busy with music stuff. Real quick, let me mention Wonderland CDs are still here. I have 2 of the coloring bundles left. I'm holding another 2 of them. So technically there are 4, but I am holding 2 of them for some homies. But 2 are available if you would like them. They are $13 a piece. Hit me up and I will send them. I have other CDs available: Fear of a Whack Planet, Xmas Tape 1, Halloween Tapes 2 and 3, and shit, what's the other boy? Oh shit, Wonderland. Yeah, I have copies of Wonderland. I have t-shirts available if for 25 bucks shipped if you would like some. I only have sizes in, let's see, medium, large, and XL left. All the other sizes are gone. So yeah, hit me up. New shirt design is coming. Let's see, I got the gathering footage. Let's talk a little bit about the AEW show. I watched that with Kosuke on what was that, last Sunday. That was really good. First AEW show I'd seen in a hot minute. Obviously the return of CM Punk, surprise debut by Daniel Bryan, Adam Cole, and Ruby Soho, they're calling her, Ruby Riott. So Bryan Danielson, I should say, back to his real name, no gimmick. So that's really cool. AEW fucking killing it, folks. In the pro wrestling world, I haven't watched any WWE products since WrestleMania, and when I watched WrestleMania, I fucking hated it. It was so strange for me to be like talking about WrestleMania in the way that I was this year, where I was like, oh, I guess I gotta watch WrestleMania, where I'm usually very like, yeah, it's fucking WrestleMania, and like walking around singing the WrestleMania song and like doing little dances, and yeah, very excited. But not this year. It was like, I was like a fucking trudge. So it's so refreshing that AEW is doing what they're doing and just killing it on every level. So shouts out to AEW. My favorite match by far really was the Young Bucks versus Lucha Bros tag cage match for the titles. Lucha Bros took the titles. Felt like a lot of iconic shit happened in that match. Their masks being torn, the way Pento was just bleeding through his mask, that was so dope. My favorite part of the whole show was Nick Jackson's Hulk Hogan died inspired beard. That fucking killed me. I was laughing at that for a while. So shouts out to the fucking Young Bucks, always fucking making me laugh, always entertaining me. Best in the biz. What can I say? I don't understand why they have haters, but I also don't understand why Ouija Mac has haters, but motherfuckers got haters, so what the fuck? I know I got haters, so what the fuck? So let's talk some new music shit. New Ghostman EP that came out a couple weeks back called Fear Network 2. It's 3 songs. Has a very heavy rock metal sound. Definitely a lot of live instruments on this boy, but I feel like the thing was mixed a little bit low, a little inconsistent with the mixing on it. Definitely feel like you switch songs and you gotta turn up the volume, turn down the volume type of thing. But it's only 3 songs, and then maybe it's just a little glimpse into some shit he's working on. The new Gizmo album, The Gremlin, let's see, that came out last week, I think, as well. That shit is dope. Highly recommend The Gremlin by Gizmo. Very consistent album all the way through, consistently good. And yeah, there's my favorite song is probably Chainsaw Man or Just a Carcass in the Woods with Lil Darky. Goddamn, those songs are great. So check that out if you're looking for some different shit to listen to. I listened to the new Kanye, well, half of the new Kanye. I could not finish it. Some interesting songs on there, some interesting sounds, but it's just not my thing, man. It's like pop music. It's like a lot of it's very honestly, some of the synthy stuff is like some of my favorite shit. But yeah, a lot of it's like just very poppy and just not my thing. Whoop whoop, Charlie Brown's in the house. What's up, Charlie Brown? Welcome. So yeah, I think it was the gospel song that I turned that shit off on. Yeah, new Drake. I'm not even gonna fucking bother with the new Drake. You know, a lot of people will make fun of me for listening to fucking the shit I listen to, like ICP and Korn and nu metal and shit like that. I know for a fact a lot of people in the little close-knit Vermont hip-hop scene definitely want to make fun of me for the music I listen to, and probably the music I make too. But here's what's really funny. Y'all be listening to fucking shit little girls be listening to. So, I mean, who's really the soft motherfucker here? Like, I'm not listening to fucking shit that, like, fucking 7-year-old girls are listening to, you fucking lames. Fucking nerds. So, yeah, on that note, I did, let's get into some Ouija Mac shit. Ouija did some teasing on his Instagram over the past couple of weeks. He teased NASCAR Aloe and Ouija Mac. Had a little selfie with Ouija with NASCAR's crew there from the gathering. So hopefully that means we got some music with NASCAR and Ouija. I'm fucking here for it. He also teased, I don't even think this is in my notes, it's coming off the top. He teased him and Prayers collaboration, which would be fucking dope. If you don't know Prayers, I think I've shouted them out on here before. There's some cholo goth shit out of LA and they're fucking fresh. Some sad boy gangster rap shit almost. It's fucking, not even rap, but it's you know, it's like sad boy cholo shit, man. It's fucking dope. So yeah, shouts out to that fucking collab. I hope that goes down. Both of those go down. He also teased Pretty Ugly 2, which looks like it was an ad in the Walking Home comic book. So yeah, Pretty Ugly 2 coming. Maybe that's the next mixtape with some of these collabs on it. It's purely speculation. The Ouija slides have already come out, and looks like the sizes are very limited. They are still up there. I did check last night, and they are still up there. So if the sizes are very limited, though, so if you want those Ouija Mac flip-flop boys, slides, whatever you kids call them nowadays, go get them shits. He also teased Chapter 17 shoes. It looks like he has a prototype pair or something that he's rocking on some of his Instagram posts. And the Ain't No Savior video is out now. That shit is fresh as fuck. I was geeking for that pink coffin in that video. That pink coffin's my favorite thing in the whole video. Even better than Ouija dressing up like the old man. I love that pink coffin. Oh, real quick, Ouija, if you're watching this, get more joggers made. I like those joggers. Those Chapter 17 joggers are the shit, dude. I like them. Get more joggers made. I'm in my jogger bag right now, so get joggers made. More. We want more joggers, or at least Humble Among wants more joggers. So yeah, and also I wanted to tell this really quick story about Ain't No Savior. So when Dirtbag came out, I was outside doing some yard work, and we're doing the yard work, right? And we're bumping Dirtbag. I put Dirtbag on and I let that motherfucker bump. And you know, I live in my small mountain town, my small humble mountain town, and kind of across the way, like through our backyard, there's a church like across the street of the house that's behind us, kind of. There's a church on the other side of that street, and clearly there's a view. I can see a man out working on the church lawn, and Ain't No Savior's bumping, and he's giving us the dirtiest fucking look. And I just thought that was so funny because of what Ain't No Savior is about. And like, crank that shit up and say fuck the neighbors, and then literally one of my neighbors is giving me like the dirtiest fucking look. Like, I was laughing at that while that shit was going on. I still find that very amusing. I just had to share that story real quick. Really, that's it. That's the whole story. But I just thought that shit was funny. Get Ouija Mac's YouTube to 70,000 subs, and he's gonna drop another video. So yeah, let's do that. I saw someone trying to stretch and reach. I almost said retch. Someone trying to stretch to retch that Twisted is biting Ouija because their new music video has sort of like the same kind of look of the background dancers from Ouija's set at the gathering. I don't think that's the case. I think it's a situation where Twisted had that music video probably done a few weeks before, and Ouija coincidence, just parallel thinking. I don't think there's anything to that. Um, I have not listened to the new Twisted album. I've been seeing good things about it, but honestly, like I've said before, I have no interest in listening to Twisted after Outshine. It ruined it for me. I thought at the time it was only going to be maybe a temporary thing, but I get really turned off when I hear Twisted now. And it's unfortunate because I was a big fan. Once again, I'm going to say it every time I bring this up. I'm going to say it. Twisted, please let it go so I can become a fan of your music again. This is on me, by the way. This is just me speaking. It seems like a lot of people don't care and are fine with it, but there are a lot of us that do care, and just let it go. You don't even have to apologize at this point. Just fucking let it go. It just seems so lame that you want to drag this out when the other side clearly doesn't even want to say y'all's name. So, and in fact, you guys don't want to say names either. So, yeah, I guess that's a whole nother thing. The ICP Patreon did charge people and refunded them this past week. That was last week at some point that happened, I think. So that means there's no September Patreon stuff happening. There's definitely no New Mexico show happening per Palcast 79. Shaggy did confirm no New Mexico show. But more COVID cases are happening, folks. I'm seeing a lot more COVID cases popping up. Someone who, I don't know if she wants her business out there, someone I know in the Juggalo community pretty closely got it. Hope you're doing better. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of people getting it. Another artist that I work with, like a graphic person, had a scare. He didn't actually get it. So yeah, just be safe out there. But it has me thinking that will Hallowicked even happen? At this point, I'm seeing a lot of people asking questions like, yo, has anyone heard anything about Hallowicked? What's going on? Motherfuckers got to make plans. They haven't announced anything yet. Will it even happen? Will this stuff start to shut down? And we'll get the bone on Halloween. Very well might be. Shout out to the homie Justin Boland, who shared a story saying that 90% of scientists say that this thing is here to stay. It's not ever going away. I don't think that that's the case, but I do think that this is a situation where it's not going anywhere for like 10 years. I hope y'all are ready to be doing this for 10 years at least, cycling through the same bullshit for fucking 10 years, because that's the way it feels. And if scientists are saying it's never going away, just get the fucking vax. I don't know what to say. Just get the fucking vax. Howard Stern this week was making fun of all these radio DJs who had gone on the air and were just bragging about like, oh, I don't believe in it. I'm not going to get the vax. It's not real. Ha 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 ha. All of these, he was playing us like clips of these DJs and them bragging about this shit. These motherfuckers are dead now. They're dead. Do you want to be that motherfucker that was so sure about this shit and then dead and on your deathbed being like, oh man, I really wish? Don't be that motherfucker. This is serious stuff. Take it seriously. I got the shot. I think I've said that on here before. I got the shot because I take care of my father, who is compromised. My father is, he's an older man. He's had some medical issues. He needs help being taken care of. He can take care of himself to a certain extent, but he needs help with a lot of stuff, and I go over there and help him. I'm the only one who helps him. He gets no other help from anybody. I'm the only one he has in his life. So I had to get the shot for him, so things could be easier for the both of us getting stuff done with him. So yeah, I take this shit pretty seriously, and I think some of y'all should maybe take it seriously too. A little quick Palcast updates. Palcast 77. If you go and listen to Palcast 77, I have the clip. I think I'm going to upload it to my YouTube. Shaggy Two Dope says my name because Cherry Pie paid for a shout out to me and TPE and I think some other folks. Trey Pound. She shouts out Trey Pound. So that's a fresh little moment. Shaggy 2 Dope said my name. Oh my god. But yeah, that was really cool to hear Shaggy say my name. I was listening to that shit at work and kind of half listening to it, honestly, and I just heard Humble Among. I was like, wait, what? And had to rewind and like, I was like, god damn, he just said my name. Palcast 78 was with Straight Jacket, which, Straight Jacket made a post saying that he was helping them finish Yum Yum Bedlam. Hopefully that means he's doing that right now, and that's why he was on the Palcast, because they're probably working on the mix and master of that boy right now. And Palcast 79 was the more recent one, and that's where they did confirm the New Mexico show was not happening. Now, also, let's see, we got Shaggy and the Creep on Your Mom's House podcast this week. Let's see, good looking out for your pops, Humble. Thank you, D-Rock. Thank you. I don't want to see him, I don't want to see him deteriorate and fucking just die on his own, you know what I mean? It's a whole can of worms, my relationship with my family, but at the end of the day, I don't want to see him, suffering, you know what I mean? So Shaggy and the Creep on Your Mom's House podcast. We're going to talk about that. I took a bunch of notes for this like a fucking nerd, so I'm just going to burn through these. As always, if you guys have watched my Patreon shit, my notes are very just stuff that I feel like stick out. They don't necessarily mean anything, but a lot of times it's just shit that I find funny or weird or whatever. I just really quick want to say, if you watch this podcast, look at how fucking far Shaggy 2 Dope has come as a speaker. Like, if you go back and look at some of the old Howard Stern interviews and how Jay just carries the conversation, and Shaggy would just pipe in every now and again with like a little something something, and you know what I'm saying. And he would always be funny, don't get me wrong. When he would pipe in, this motherfucker would always be sitting there with the gems and just drop them out of nowhere, and that would be some funny shit. But you can tell he was always kind of laid back in the cut. It's so crazy to see Shaggy now the leading conversation and being the guy where, goddamn, Keegan's laid back in the cut. Not even Keegan is able to keep up with Shaggy because he's carrying the conversation so well. So I just want to shout out Shaggy 2 Dope for how much he's grown as a fucking speaker and being someone who can talk to audiences, because he's come a long fucking way in the past like year and a half or so with doing the Patreon, and frankly doing the Palcast. I think is what has really caused a lot of this. So that's really, really evident when you watch this Your Mom's House, because the motherfucker's just straight up charming. Tom and Christina both seem to really like Shaggy. Tom, I think, is straight up like wants to be his homie or something, because they seem to really get along. All right, so let me go through the notes here. Shaggy not getting his nerve operation, talking about his arm injury there. Apparently got an email just sitting in his inbox that he has not even read. Tom also has an arm injury and finds this baffling. And I just want to say this is why it's good Violent J is taking care of his health, folks, because he could be doing what Shaggy is doing and ignoring the emails. Violent J is not ignoring the emails. Violent J is doing the right things. So I think it's really important, once again, I know I'm a fucking broken record with this shit. I think it's really important that we highlight that Jay is doing the right thing here. And this is going to only extend ICP as a thing. Shaggy mixes up the words chode and chum, as in shark chode, he says. Keegan was afraid to tell Lucha Renee about the arm break on the phone. Shaggy is ignoring the doctor's orders. He never looked at the MRI email. He said he's all good. He can still move his hand enough to open Faygo bottles. Which, I mean, Shaggy, come on, get your shit done. Talks a bit about his other injuries. Talks about linking up with Keegan. Shaggy described the vlog as shit you would do as a kid. The YouTube stuff, and I so agree. There's so much of Shaggy 2 Dope in general that's just like kid stuff, you know what I mean? Shaggy 2 Dope is very much an eternal youth motherfucker. He has that kind of energy. Yes, I guess you guys released TPE released their documentary, so they are talking about Shaggy coming to the TPE campsite. That shit was crazy. I walked up on that and got some crazy behind the scenes type footage of Shaggy just taking pictures and talking to motherfuckers and just being a cool motherfucker. And yeah, I got me talking to Shaggy footage, which is really weird. I spoke to one of the Insane Clown Posse. Still strange as fuck to me that I spoke to one of them. I got to meet those guys. At this point, I really got to do a VIP and speak to them. Because it's getting a little goddamn ridiculous that I haven't met them yet. Let's see. Keegan, leaking with Keegan. Shit you would do as a kid. Shaggy does have an eternal youth about him. Keegan talked about being a fan before even working for ICP. Christina said Shaggy is lovable. She's right. Shaggy is very lovable. Talked about The Gathering and showed a clip from American Juggalo of a guy being interviewed. Shouts out to the short film American Juggalo, one of my inspirations for wanting to go to The Gathering and shoot footage at The Gathering. American Juggalo and specifically American Juggalo and Family Underground are my two inspirations for wanting to go to The Gathering and interview people and just document it, because I'm like, there's more stuff that's happening that isn't in these movies. That, like, I feel like there's more stuff that needs to be documented. So that's why I did that shit. And that's why I, am still doing that shit apparently. Talking about the level of fandom and tattoos that people get. They show a guy with Violent J face paint tattooed on his face, and it's kind of talking about the process of getting it removed. They asked Shaggy if that's going too far, and he agrees that's going too far. Face tat guy says it ruined his life. More vids of him getting the laser removal. Shaggy talks about hillbilly accents making people sound stupid no matter what. You ever hear somebody, let's see, I have a quote here. You ever hear somebody that's really smart talking the hillbilly accent? Instantly you're like, I'm not giving you my money, you dumb fuck. I went to Harvard, man. No, you didn't, you dumb hillbilly. I believe that was Tom that interjected with, I went to Harvard, man. But like, no, you didn't, you dumb hillbilly was cracking me up. That was very funny. Face tat guy comes out in one of the other clips that he's a Trump supporter, which is not that big of a surprise. Especially because he regrets getting the clown paint. I think if you were cool with the clown paint, you wouldn't be a Trump supporter. I don't know, I'm just fucking around. Christina asks if they think that this motherfucker even listens to ICP's music anymore. Shaggy says probably not. Tom says it's probably a situation where he gets really sad when it comes on, like, oh, this is the stuff that fucked my life up. And Shaggy agree, I agree too. He probably gets really fucking sad when the shit comes on. Then they showed a TikTok girl talking about not using ICP's music if you're not down. And they were talking a little bit about posers and Hot Topic juggalos. Shaggy had a pretty interesting take on Hot Topic juggalos, saying that, back in the day before the internet was so popping and online shopping was such a big thing, that this was a way for a lot of juggalos to get merch that couldn't do the mail order shit, so they could get their merch and shit. Let's see. Goddamn phone is blowing up with messages. Let's see, where was I? They showed another YouTuber talking about his paint, another Juggalo YouTuber, I think maybe even a TikToker, talking about his paint not having enough white. Christina was busting his balls, saying you could just go buy some more paint. And Shaggy brought up the fact, what if you're poor? What if you don't have money for paint? And Shaggy had a really dope quote. Shaggy did say the dude's paint was sloppy, but Shaggy had a really dope quote in regards to that. Do you know how hard it is for a clown on the come up? That shit was so fresh. They need to sample that for a song, I think. Do you know how hard it is for a clown on the come up? That shit's fresh. That dude also does scissor ASMR videos, apparently, the face paint guy. Anyway, talking about Superhuman, Shaggy's the one who reached out to get Superhuman on JCW for that run-in spot. Shaggy and Tom both love Superhuman, both watch Superhuman videos. Shaggy says his wife questions why he watches them. Shaggy says he loves it for the oversell. The oversell is great. Let's see. Tom asks if Shaggy ever pinches himself over what they built. Oh wait, no, I almost bunny hopped this. Shaggy tells Tom and Christina about Danny Kaye and in the fact that they should look up his weird ass for their clips. So maybe you'll see some Danny Kaye pop up on your mom's house in the future. Tom asks Shaggy if he ever pinches himself over what they built, like the size of it. Shaggy says every day. He's like, am I dreaming? Talked about getting into wrestling and wrestling in general, and talking about that being their first thing they were trying to do, and how it all came around and they ended up doing that shit anyway. Talked about breaking his neck in wrestling, not knowing it was broken, not until he was not able to move his left arm, and he finally went to see the doctor, found out it was broken. There was bone spurs, rubbing against the spinal cord, causing the arm injury. Shaggy mentioned Lucha and Renee as a nurse. Let's see. He waited a while to get the surgery and just recently got the surgery. Broke his neck a second time stage diving in between. So yeah, when he was on the Palcast in the hospital from his neck surgery, that was the surgery. He finally got that surgery. Keegan broke his foot playing basketball. He had to bring up. Will ICP ever show up in AEW? Question mark. That was just the thought I had, because Shaggy was mentioning all the damn shit they show up in, and I'm like, yo, that'd be fresh if eventually they did a run in with AEW. Could happen. Who knows? They show some wrestling botch clips. It's they get to the point of the show where they're just showing Shaggy clips. So wrestling botches, dude tried a double backflip and landed on his head. Lucky to still be alive, frankly. Clearly concussed like a motherfucker. Showed another dude, I've seen this clip before, a dude who tries to jump off the wall of a building. Like, he climbed up this like thing that's on the wall and he jumps off that, trying to hit a dude on a table, but completely overshoots it and just lands on the concrete. Really ugly bump. Dude going downstairs on a bike that takes a spill. A carnival ride, freaking out, and the dude falling out of it. Lady gets hit by a car in her yard. Guy botches a backflip into a pool. Couple falls from the balcony to the street below in Russia. Dude jumps off the roof in rain boots and his knees almost bend backwards. Tom wants Shaggy to forward him his MRI email so that Tom can take care of it. That's funny shit. Keegan tells a story about meeting Spider, the head of security of Psychopathic, outside of a fast food restaurant, complimenting his shirt, and Spider being basically the way he kind of got set up with Psychopathic, because Spider started to give him opportunities for performances. I think Spider and him kind of linked up to do a show, it seems, from what Keegan was saying. They kind of danced around ABK's name when talking about Keegan going on tour with ABK. Shaggy said he noticed Keegan from stand-up, even though he's never seen his stand-up. Shaggy just has a lot of respect for stand-up. Gave a shout-out to George Carlin. Shaggy again was dancing around ABK's name in regards to the that Christmas movie, Wrap It Up, I think it's called, that Keegan is with ABK. But yeah, they wouldn't say the name of the movie or ABK. Some people are saying that that's throwing shade on ABK, but as I said earlier, I don't know if that's throwing shade, not wanting to say someone's name. That's kind of the opposite of throwing shade in a way. Keegan says Keegan-Michael Keel, god damn it. Keegan says Keegan-Michael Key is one of his biggest influences, not his greatest, but one of his biggest. Christina continues to show TikToks. No. This was a whole different segment. Christina was showing TikToks. Gigi Allen gets brought up, and Shaggy mentions he hates Gigi Allen and just is not cool with poop in general. When you bring poop into the situation, that's when I take a step out. I can handle stabbings and stuff, but poop, no. Let's see. Show some clips from the Palcast where Your Mom's House fans are harassing them and dropping references. They talk about the Palcast a little bit. Shaggy making fun of Keegan for liking sports. Calls sports a waste of time, which I thought was hilarious. Kind of agree in a way. Watching them is a waste of time. I don't think playing them is a waste of time, but I feel like watching sports is a bit of a waste of time. But to each their own. I waste my time doing all kinds of weird shit. Girl who says she can change her voice but doesn't really change her voice. Shaggy talks about looking in the background at piles of garbage in these types of videos, references America's Funniest Home Videos in regards to that. I so know what you mean, dude. I do the same shit. Weird guy saying good morning to his big titty queen that apparently Christina went on a date with. Yeah. Little talk about the difference between cuckold and hot wifing, because, you know, we all know Shaggy's obsessed with cuckolding at this point. Talk about the Your Mom's House beef with Garth Brooks, briefly, which I've kind of had become aware of watching some of the other episodes where they were mentioning Shaggy and the Creep. There's a TikTok hippie girl that Shaggy was obsessed with the bulge in her pants. Speculation that it's hair or a sock making it so puffy down there. There's a quote from Shaggy. She got the fat mons pubis. She got the fat mons pubis. Yeah, that's fresh. Martial artist jazz hands. Oh yeah, there's a martial artist doing jazz hands. There's a fairy lady, a pet ocelot eating a chicken, a girl annoying her mom. There was a girl who was asking if she looked good at 57 years old, a soft-spoken man looking for love. Shaggy gives some dating advice like get plastic surgery and buy a muscle suit to that man. A religious guy explaining that anal is sodomy. Shaggy is not a fan of butt stuff. Tom wants Christina to eat his ass, but she's not down. Shaggy says that even the cleanest asshole in the world will still end up smelling like shit. Tom admits he likes to eat ass. They show a clip of David Lynch giving affirmations, which is fucking hilarious. What a hack. Shaggy says he's directed a bunch of boring-ass movies, which is hilarious. Big guy... The big guy is back asking if he, what would you do if he broke into his house and he woke you up with a kiss? Creepy as fuck. And lady with her tits out giving recipes. So that was about it for that shit. Yeah, really good watch. I'm so down for ICP on any podcast. Let's get more ICP podcasts rolling out. Among what is the food and training things you do to lose weight? So basically I stopped eating bread and drinking, like I don't really drink soda, but if you do drink soda, drop soda or try to limit it. Drop a lot of the sugary calories in your beverages. I've been bad, yo. Like lately I've been eating a lot. Like yesterday I had like a fucking pulled pork sandwich at the goddamn Brimfield flea market. Shouts out to the Brimfield flea market too. I got a bunch of shit. I'm probably not going to have time to show you guys this episode, but I'm going to show you guys next episode some of the shit that I got. I'm going to do a haul thing. But yeah, man, for exercise, I just go for runs and walks. I do a lot of push-ups and shit. A lot of easy stuff you can do. I'm thinking about getting a gym membership with my homie Kosuke. There's a gym in town here. I'm thinking about getting a gym membership for when it gets colder, because I want to keep this up. And frankly, I need to do a lot more toning, because with a lot of the weight I've lost, it's not good, folks. You got to tone your shit up. You got to tighten your shit up. But yeah, as far as food stuff, it's a lot of salads. I eat a lot of salads, a lot of lean cuisines. We talked about lean cuisines on here. Lean cuisine gang, that was a thing for one episode. So I do a little bit of calorie counting. I'm not super strict about it though. I kind of eat what I want. To me, it's like if you take smaller portions, you just don't eat as much. Like, instead of eating a whole sandwich, eat a half a sandwich. You know what I mean? Little things like that. Save the other half a sandwich for later, for another meal. If you do shit like that, you will start to notice a difference. Drink more water. That's a big thing. Replace the calories that are in your beverages with just water. Just drink water. If you don't like water, try some seltzers and shit like that. Yeah, that would be my advice for losing weight. Definitely portion control, just trying to eat clean. That's the way I like to call it. Eat clean. Eat less processed foods. Eat more natural shit. Fruits and vegetables are great. Yeah, just try to eat cleaner. I think you'll notice a result. And just be more active. Just going for walks. You don't even have to be super crazy and going for runs. Going for walks does a great, and you can just throw your headphones on, listen to shit. That's what I do, man. If you're into smoking weed, smoke a little weed before you go for a walk. You're gonna have a good fucking walk. Trust me on that. And yo, I find money on my walks because motherfuckers don't be looking down. I find money on the ground all the fucking time. Or at least I did last year. I haven't found so much money this year. But then again, I haven't been doing a lot of walking this year. I've been so fucking busy. But yeah, as far as weight loss advice, that would be my advice to anybody with that kind of shit. Also, fucking's really good exercise. Let's see. So there's a couple of videos popping up on YouTube about ICP and the Gathering because it's that time of the year where motherfuckers are releasing their gathering footage. And yeah, there was one that clearly caught my attention, the Dr. Todd Grande video. If you haven't seen my previous stream before this, go watch the Dr. Todd Grande is a hack video, because he is. I did a whole hour on 15 minutes, a 15-minute long video, so go watch that. There was another Where Are They Now video that's not as bad. That guy clearly didn't want the smoke. He even said he didn't want the smoke in the video. But yeah, I just really wanted to talk. I'm gonna cap this off now because I gotta go. My dad's freaking out that I'm forgetting about him, but it's only 10 a.m. Dad, calm down. But I gotta go. So I'm gonna do the wrap up thing. I had some more stuff I want to talk about, but it's gonna have to wait. I just want to talk really quick about classism when in regards to juggaloism, because it's still okay for juggalos as a group of people to be made fun of by the majority of society. We're one of the only groups where it's still okay to be really just mocked and ridiculed ruthlessly with and it's cool, it's fine, it's they're juggalos. And why is that? It's classism, folks. It's an age-old tale. And boy, is the classism that juggalos get, boy, it's the finest kind of classism that you can get. Really pretentious motherfuckers want to look down upon us on a regular ass basis. And it's because a lot of juggalos are lower class, straight up. I grew up poor as fuck. I've had to work very hard to get where I am at, and I am still basically in the middle class. I'm doing okay. I'm not fucking rich. But I've had to work my ass off to get to where I am at right now, and it wasn't easy. And so when people like Dr. Todd in that video say shit like juggalos don't have work ethic, juggalos are lazy, it pisses me off. And because it's just not true. At least when it comes to me, that shit is not true. That shit could not be further from the truth. And they want to, they want to downgrade us. They want to insult our intelligence. And it's okay. A lot of society still deems this shit okay. And it's fucked up, man. And it annoys me. That's why I get so worked up over shit like Dr. Todd wanting to make fun of us and frankly try to bully us. And I've never been one to want to be bullied. I've always kind of pushed back against that. Frankly, never been a fan of bullies. Always kind of stood up against bullies. Yeah, so I don't like these high-class bullies, or these highfalutin motherfuckers who think they can come in and just poke fun of us and just be like, hey, we got some good views out of that, ha ha ha. Fuck that shit. Y'all need to stand up for yourself more and fight back, frankly, because this is some bullshit. They think that we're an easy joke. They think that we're low-hanging fruit. That's how lowly they think of us. They want to insult our intelligence and talk about how do magnets work. It's hacky bullshit. Stand up against it. Ask them back. How do magnets work, motherfucker? And look at their dumb faces when they can't answer you. And then tell them, go ahead, Google it. And give them time to Google it. And look at their dumb faces as they realize, oh shit, they don't know how magnets work. So just don't be ashamed. You know what I mean? Like this was a speech that Violent J made on the Ned and Game stream from the Patreon. Don't be ashamed to be a juggalo. Be fucking proud to be a juggalo. You're not the stupid ones. They're the stupid ones. They're the closed-minded ones. They're just fronting like there's some smarty motherfuckers. They're not that smart because they still have hate in their heart. So they're still very stupid and very frankly they're knuckle dragging reptile motherfuckers. So you don't need to give them any energy at all. I know I gave Dr. Todd some of my energy by reacting to it, but I felt like I had to say something because that was bullshit. And I'm not going to let someone who's not even in our world try to describe to the rest of the world what the fuck we are. That makes no fucking sense to me. Let's see. And I just want to ask people like Dr. Todd, like, do you feel good making fun of juggalos? Do you feel good? What is that? Is that the kind of like pleasure you want to get in your life? Like, these people have been made, a lot of us have been made fun of our whole lives and are still being made fun of. Does that make you feel good that you're just jumping on the fucking dog pile, jumping on the bandwagon of other motherfuckers making fun of us? Is that the kind of show you want to promote? That fucker's a therapist. It still blows my mind. These people don't care. They don't really care about us. They obviously hate us because they don't understand us. And people fear what they don't understand. It's a very easy thing. And that's why they're stupid. Because if they were more evolved, they would do some research. They would look into it a little bit more. And they wouldn't have this really basic fucking human reaction to us, which is fear. And yeah, they fear what they don't understand. And they definitely can never understand us. So, let's see. But yeah, that's why, I mean, you can't understand us because that's why we're the juggalos and you them other hoes. But yeah, I just wanted to get that out real quick. A little bit of talking about that classism shit that I see a lot. I get a lot in my life, frankly. On Facebook, after I did the performance at Keene Music Fest, there was a post that was referencing me being a juggalo. And someone wanted to be... tried to be starting some shit. Tried to be like, wait a second, did you say juggalo? Like, question mark, question mark, question mark. And of course, I got to go right in the comments immediately and be like, yeah, I'm a fucking juggalo. What of it? Do you have a problem with juggalos? And dude really quickly deleted his comment, which was kind of sad because I was ready for that smoke. I was ready to bring that smoke to him. But I defend juggalos all the fucking time. I have to. I am one. And we get such a shitty rap, and I'm just so sick of these intellectual bullies. These oh, we're so much better than these stinky juggalos. I'm so fucking sick of it. Fuck you. This is our world. Get the fuck out. No one invited you here. Get the fuck out. This is our world. Anyway, I gotta go. My dad's losing his mind thinking I forgot about him. Everybody have a great fucking day. Another stream coming soon. I'm going to do a review about Shaggy the Airhead's album, Waking Up. The ICP is Criminally Misunderstood video coming soon. Humble Among Broadcast System, episode 9 coming soon, which obviously is just kind of news update shit. Wonderland, out now everywhere. My dad's calling me again. Wonderland, out now everywhere. Go stream that shit. Go buy that shit. Hit that follow button on Spotify for me, folks. I'm trying to get my followers up on Spotify. Follow me on Instagram. Humble Among. It's Humble Among on everything. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on all these little fucking things. Everybody have a great day. Gonna do some music video stuff and go see my dad right now because he's fucking losing his mind. Whoop whoop, everybody.